Gaming. This is Dragon Age Inquisition. We're going to be doing a brand new start. And I've given some thought about what class I'm going to be playing this time, as I'm going to be playing on a custom game with a lot of the trials, I think they're called, turned on. I'm going to go for a warrior class this time. On the last time I played through the game, I played through it with a rogue, a dual-wielding, sassy rogue. So I'm going to go this time a stalwart, heroic, noble warrior. Which will probably end up being not very stalwart or quite sassy, as I forget to do that. But hey, let's continue on. So we're going to go human, and we're going to go... I'm not sure to go two-handed or weapon and shield. This will be added offense, but the extra defense could also be very good. We'll go weapon and shield. Custom normal will remove friendly fire. I don't like friendly fire, because I'm going to be out in front and being beat the crap out of. So best not to have that on. But we'll be having even ground, walk softly. I'm not sure what that one actually does. You lose all focus if you rest or travel to a camp, slightly increases the chance of receiving special shipments. But I've no idea what focus is in regards to the game. There's like maybe the longer we're out fighting in the wastes, wrong game, fighting in the wilds, we get buffs, and then we go to a camp and we get a debuff or something. Who knows? Rub some dirt on it. Now I'm very tempted to actually use this particular one, because I'm going to be a warrior, and using potions mid-battle is not really something you would do if you're on the front lines. You'd be healed by a mage at the back. So I may turn that on later if I find that the game is a bit too easy still. No, forget it, I'll just turn it on now. Multiply caches are removed from the game, slightly increases the chance of receiving special equipment rewards in your stronghold. Now, that's also a good one that I could possibly try, because by supply caches I assume they mean the caches that appear around certain areas and you pick them up and you get items and stuff from them, or do they mean by supply caches the ones where you can restock your potions and grenades and so on. Grifkara, what are you playing as? I mentioned just as the stream started, I'm going to be playing as a stalwart, heroic, noble warrior this time, because I think I'm going to need the extra armour, because I'm putting quite a lot of these things on. Yes, I want to import my save from like 5 years ago. What, did you finish your last playthrough as, Griff? Because you mentioned you've finished the game 3 times? It's quite the achievement. I've never actually finished the game. Probably a good move. Guard will certainly come in handy. Yes, it will. I usually play Dragon Age games as either a rogue or a mage, so we'll go warrior this time. especially if I've got the trial where potions only heal 1 health. We've played it through to gain each time a major DLC came out. Very nice. Now, the custom heads, I really wish they'd have added more of these, but I'm going to be going with, I think it's custom head 2, which I'm going to customise, with the only hairstyle in the game I actually like. The rest of them I think are complete shite. No beard. Let's get rid of the scars, tattoos and makeup. Human rogue with daggers, dwarf warrior and a Dalish archer. I usually go with humans. I like to roleplay as if it's me in the game. Sure, if it was me in the game I'd probably die at the first enemy, but yeah, escapism at its finest. And tattoos, have I got any tattoos? No I haven't, so... And makeup. Not a lot of makeup, but we can get rid of the lip shine. Let's sort some of this stuff out. Not quite that pale. I'm trying to remember fairly close to what I had last time. So a lot of this first hour is probably just going to be me tweaking the character to look something that I like. Like, I like that complexion apart from the huge vein in his forehead. I don't like that. Couldn't they just had an age slider as well? Because like some of them look good, but they like look like he's 50, 60 years old. Eye colour, won't matter, I'll change that in the better one. Head and ears. Ear size. Now we can change the size and position of the ears to make it so they do not get in the way of his hair. Somehow. Griff, glad you can change it afterwards now. Lighting in here is so wonky, you look so different in game. Yes, you do have the tailor thing. A few times I started the game, got through the tutorial, got into the first area, and then realised for some strange reason I'd made the guy's cheeks so his teeth appeared outside of his cheeks when he smiled. It was really weird. Now, this is another one of my pet peeves. The hair. You notice it's not exactly attached properly. It's face shape I wanted to... I think that's the one. That face shape, so it's slightly closer to the hair, and then you move his cheekbones out just a little bit, and then you mostly cover up the hair, so you can't really tell that it's in the way.
As long as the job gets done, I don't care about the rest.
His mouth seems okay. I have to change his nose though. Yeah, that's definitely the preset. You see, his ears fit very nicely with his hair. And head and ears. Have his ear size just about right and all the way bent back, so then you can move the position out a little bit more so it doesn't look strange, and it mostly covers up that little bit of hair which isn't quite connected to his face. Which it like really bugged me in the game. I mean, you could always see that little bit there, and it frustrated me. I'd like to be able to zoom in even more as well. It's not a bad character customization system, but still... trying to make him look human and not like an ape. I gave up trying to make this character look like me. I ended up looking more like Homer Simpson when I spent a couple of hours trying to make one look like me. Brow size. The ability to reposition his hair would be pretty good as well, like just move it slightly down in a little bit as well. Fallout 4's was the best, made my guy look just like me. Yeah, Fallout 4 has a very good one, you can sculpt each individual piece. Now I can get the guy looking like you would expect a Hollywood movies, like Noble in one of these series. If Dragon Age was a televised series to look like this dashing rogue, which isn't a rogue, it's going to be a warrior, but you get what I mean. We're in the eyes. We'll keep those particular eyes, but we'll make them a little wider, a little smaller, and a little more close together. Eyebrow position. Ooh. I actually like those eyebrows, they're not bad. And the outer iris colour. Now, Griff, I'm going to let you decide the colour of his eyes. I was going to go for brown, but... let's just pretend that those little bits are sideburns, which... or a little lock of the side of his hair, which just hangs down, shall we? Brown or green would look best. No reason we can't do a little bit of both. I think they're a little mix between reddish brown and dark green. Looks almost jadish without being too glowy. The last character I made, I accidentally made his inner eyes bright red and his outer eyes bright blue. It looked like he had some kind of anime special powered eyes. Mystic code. Mystic eyes of glowiness. Nose second to last. The type of nose I have. I think. Nose position, lower it a bit. Then a bridge. Bridge position. Forward just a little bit. Tip size like that, and we have a fairly good representation of my nose. Although I may have to go and redo his forehead a little bit. It looks a little bit too round. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to making characters like this. You could probably tell already. Like, I've been able to zoom in like you could on that other one. Would it be great here? But no. Open jaw. Like the first one, I think, is it that one?
As long as the job gets done, I don't care about the rest.
But you do have to change the side of his lips a bit. That one isn't bad as well.
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
His teeth don't look strange. That one isn't bad as well, but he's got
Everything
huge
you've
teeth.
heard? Completely true.
And people who've got teeth like this thinking, oh no, he's dissing my teeth.
Everything you've heard? Completely true. You leave me no choice!
Now, I spent an hour or so working on my male characters. How long do you think I take working on my female characters? None, because I don't make any. Lip thickness. Ooh, it's good enough like that. Looks realistic. Jawline. He's a noble, so he's probably going to have good breeding, so... handsome. Jowls. Now, jowls can be difficult to get. They can change the entire look of the face. You can look very gaunt, or you can look very tight, I suppose is a word for it. Although his cheeks are fairly big anyway, so the jowls are a bit hidden. A strong but not massive chin.
I just hope I can help.
And if you move the chin shape too far forward, you can ruin the entire way
You
he
leave
speaks.
me no choice!
You can have his teeth mess up. So...
You leave me no choice!
you leave me choice. My audio skipped a little bit then. With me, I've got a fairly weak chin. It's like that. Like that. I mean, I don't have a double chin, so... which you can't actually have in this, which is pretty cool. Double chin. That's like my chin. A big double chin. And the Adam's apple, let's see if we're going to get it protruding out a little bit, but not too much. Yeah, that looks good. Now this is going to be our main character, our hero. What do you think, Griff? Is he a good-looking guy for a hero? Can he save the universe, or at least fade us? Do they look like the lead the leader character in a new TV show? Griff looks good. He looks very similar to the last character I made, I will admit. I'm going to call Littica-Marek because he's Littica-Trevelyan. What's going to be your go-to... Who's going to be my go-to crew? Well, I'm probably going to need 2 mages, so there's going to be... probably Solus and... I don't know who will be my second mage yet. I may have Cassandra in, or I may have Rangers. It'll depend. I may mix them out. Depend if I'm going to go for a romantic thing. So I'll probably have whoever I'm deciding to romance be the one I can. Or the one I will have. Which is a shame you can't romance Sarah. She makes me laugh. I have to remember to mention the game starts at 21 minutes in. How's my voicing compared to the game volume? And like spoken compared to the audio and stuff, because I haven't tested this game yet. Griff, only reason I made a female character was to romance Sarah. Romance options aren't great in this game. Mage Master CrossFit, you wet the bed or something. No mage, I just didn't wake up until around 4 o'clock today. I've been having pretty terrible migraines the last couple of weeks. So my sleep schedule is messed up to fuck. Game volume's a tad loud, but tolerable. I'll change that as soon as I can. I think you have a master volume in this game. It's so dark. And their armor is so shiny. Hello, Liliana.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The Conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you. Explain this.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need him, Cassandra.
So what happens now?
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then... a woman.
A woman?
She reached out to me. But then...
Go to the Ford camp, Liliana. I will take him to the rift.
What did happen?
It will be easier to show you.
Remember the first time I played this when it first came out, that entire scene was, I'm not going to say laggy, but it had a frame rate of about 20 frames a second. It was very noticeable. They have really improved the frame rate over the last couple of years.
We call it the Breach. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
An explosion can do that.
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world. Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is. And you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
You know, the key to making this game cinematic is knowing, at least vaguely, what these questions end up in. Because that seemed to flow very well. And I'm not going to say it was a complete accident. Because it kind of was.
I understand.
Then...
I'll do what I can. Whatever it takes.
No compromises. Can you cut these bindings now?
They have decided your guilt. They need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The Conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
Right, let's see if I can change the options. Audio. Yes, master volume. Let's put it down to 80% and see if that's any better. If it isn't, I'll put it down to 70 and then 60. So let me know as they continue to speak. Also let me know how loud the voice volume is compared to the music and the sound effects, because I want it to be sound effects heard, music about the same, but for spoken volume a little bit higher. So you can actually hear what they're saying. And it isn't too muffled. Otherwise me being...
the Maker has revealed to me. As there is but one God, one life, one death, there is but one God, and he is our Maker.
His name is... Gary Johnson. And that's a long-standing joke with the DayDreamers, don't worry.
Open the gate! We are heading into the valley.
Otherwise there'd be no reason for me to be quiet while people in it are talking. Also, Griff said, I wish they would put Dark Age to Dragon Age 2 on backwards compatibility so I could play the whole trilogy again. I wouldn't mind them putting Dragon Age 1, 2 and 3, well, this, into a trilogy game on PlayStation 4. The same with Mass Effect and stuff. Now it has been about a year or so since I've played this, Griff, and you will probably know this much better than I. Is there a sprint button? So I genuinely cannot remember.
The pulses are coming faster now. The larger the breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
How did I survive the blast?
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was. Everything farther in the valley was laid waste, including the Temple of Sacred Ashes. I suppose you'll see soon enough.
Yes, Griff says nope, so there's no sprint button. Is there at least armor which lets you run faster? Gotten so used to Nier's very rapid movement running thing. Oh, that sounded loud.
Stay behind me!
Now, it's all well and good, but there are demons spawning behind you. Press R2 to attack. I have taunt and I cannot remember what that first one is, so... Ah, stun.
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
All right. Have it your way.
Wait. I cannot protect you. And I cannot expect you to be defenseless.
Well, we could, it just wouldn't be very smart.
I should remember you agreed to come willingly.
So how are the volumes now, mates? Much better? Yes, potions not going to do much help.
Potions. Maker knows what we will face.
Where are all your soldiers?
At the forward camp, or fighting. We are on our own for now.
Magey buddy, are you still here? And do you have Dragon Age? Because I think in one of the recent updates, I hope it wasn't added as one of the DLCs, although I think the game is now the Game of the Year edition with all the DLCs, about £8 on PSN. But you have, as well as difficulty, you have trials. Playing with trials will increase your challenge, but also will earn unique equipment. I have even ground. Enemies always scale to be at least the same level as you. Well, at least, so that could be quite dangerous, but then going places where you're not prepared can be quite dangerous. Walk softly. Enemies and the enemies of the Inquisitor may have new traits, so things which have armor before may have even more armor, or ones which didn't have armor will have more. And this is the really difficult one. All healing potions heal only 1 health, significantly increasing the chance of receiving special shipment rewards. So potions are shit, basically. Take it slow, I gain half the XP, and if you thought bears were tough before, think again. Yeah, bears are gonna maul us like crazy in this. I suppose one possible build you could do on this would be a ranger rather than a melee based one. Templar helmet. It's going to be quite a bit of menu delving in this. I can tell you that now. Most of my big chunks of XP are probably going to go from closing rifts. Is there also... yes, there was... there was some iron and some elf root. So methinks my potions will probably be more for stat buffs. Abilities can consume mana and stamina for powerful combat effects. Most abilities require time to pass before reuse. Yes, that's called a cooldown time.
There!
That's why I
Watch
have
out!
Taunt. I'm not going to be using it.
If we flank them, we may gain the advantage.
Ow. Nice. Yes, I'm not going to be using Taunt until I have the ability to have special armor to myself as well. Although, does Taunt give me? No, it doesn't. Can I climb up here and maybe get something from here? No. There'd be nothing here. What, them diamonds? Go attack it for me, would you?
It attacks from a distance.
You attack that, and I'll go attack this guy. It would drop down, wouldn't it? So I don't know if that shield bash weakens them, or just, stuns them, or just weakens them. I'll have to look at what it says. That took longer than I was expecting. Suppose it's what happens when you don't have a damage dealer in your party. Oh, there was another thing there as well. Another elf room. We're racing against time to close a breach before it kills more people and kills me, but we stop to pick flowers. The small things in life.
Ah!
Ah, there they are.
Falling from the breach!
Go attack that one, my friend, and I'll stay back and let you do all the damage. Or get stuck on a rock.
One down!
And I think that was another person joining the stream. Hello and welcome. I'm playing this on normal as a fairly stalwart warrior with a lot of the extra challenges on. Not all of them, I'm not insane. Or that good at the game. Charge me, lady. Ow. Oh, so taunting enemies does give me some shield. That's, well, some extra armor thing. That's good to know. It takes a while to regenerate, but it's good to know. I think I'll just have to actually taunt an enemy. It can't be used just willy-nilly to give me a little extra health. Oh, there's another one up there, some more elf fruit. I actually started Let's Playing this quite a while ago on my own channel. I got about 45 hours in, and then other games came, and I stopped.
You can hear the fighting.
I've still got that save file, so
Who's
one day I
fighting?
may continue.
You'll see soon. We must help them.
Help them? No. We'll get treasure, which is usually some there, but not this time. Oh, I've got both of them. Nice. What kind of build am I going for? I
Before more come through!
don't actually know yet. It's been a long time since I played Warrior, so I'll tell
did
you
you
once I've
do?
had a good look at the skills.
I did nothing. The credit is yours. At least this is good for something.
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
Really?
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass deep in demons forever. Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
Oh, you're never unwelcome, Varric.
Are you with the Chantry, or...?
Was that a serious question?
Technically, I'm a prisoner, just like you.
I brought you here to tell your story to the Divine. Clearly, that is no longer necessary.
Yet, here I am. Lucky for you, considering current events.
Now, I could be pleased to meet you, but I'm going to comment on his crossbow. No, I've done that before. Pleased to meet you.
It's good to meet you, Varric.
You may reconsider that stance in time.
Oh, no, I won't.
Oh, I'm sure we'll become great friends in the valley, Chuckles.
Absolutely not.
Varric's awesome.
Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
Ugh.
My name is Solus, if there are to be introductions. I am pleased to see you still live.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
You seem to know a great deal about it all.
Solus is an apostate, well-versed in such matters.
Technically, all mages are now apostates, Cassandra. My travels have allowed me to learn much of the Fade, far beyond the experience of any circle mage. I came to offer whatever help I can give with the breach. If it is not closed, we are all doomed, regardless of origin.
And what will you do once this is over?
One hopes those in power will remember who helped, and who did not. Cassandra, you should know, the magic involved here is unlike any I have seen. Your prisoner is no mage. Indeed, I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
Well... Bianca's excited.
Let's
This
check
way,
if they...
down the bank. The road ahead is blocked.
We must move quickly.
will move at my pace and no faster. It isn't exactly timed, but let's check if back here where we were fighting anybody dropped anything, and no they didn't. You will find I am more interested in loot than saving the day. Usually, unless I get very invested into the game. Then it's conflicted, but I'll still go for the loot. Because I've been burned before. You go for the save of the people from the big bad, and you miss the loot, and you regret it forever.
Demons ahead! Glad you brought me now, Seeker?
Running, 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 I'm running over here, running slowly, run. Yes, this mode, blah de blah, skip it. I'm never going to use this mode, skip it. Da da da, done. Maybe weakened, but I also have steel armor, so... Griff says, love that perk that makes the pulse scan radius bigger. I spam that button all the game. Yeah, you really need to. Is that all of them? Because it's the only way to find materials and stuff. You do this little pulse thing like that, and it will highlight any, well, items you can pick up. And it is very needed in the game. They don't glow normally. Ooh. Some more elf fruit. And normally in a Let's Play of this, the single most important thing is a healthy supply of elf fruit. Smoke weed every day. Ooh, Velveteen. I think you use them Velveteen for armor upgrades and crafting and stuff. There's going to be lots of exploring in this as well, depending on how much that I stream over the coming weeks and months and possibly years. Although, from now on, my own streams, like the ones I'm doing the streaming, are probably going to be done either in the very late hours of the English-British Europe day, like after 11 o'clock, because that's when Virgin Media no longer blatantly throttles everybody, or very early in the morning, which will be in the evening in America or at night in America. Up that hill, there we go. Attack! Well, everybody's getting that. I'll deal with the other guys. Or will if they'll stop running after. Stop attacking Varric. You have no reason to. When I'm not streaming, I'll deal with the behaviours of all the characters, so they like use items and stuff when they can and stuff. Yeah. Life Ward amulets, good amulets, but I don't think I've ever actually used one. They're like those items too precious to use.
So, I take it you're from the Free Marches.
Oh?
Accent. I'm from Kirkwall, but you're from, further east, maybe?
That's quite the ear you have.
I'm all kinds of impressive.
Huh.
Oh, you know he is, Cassandra. You know he is.
Hold on. We haven't much further.
Considering the last time it did that, he doubled over in pain, I think that was quite a good sign. It's no longer just about killing
are you
him.
innocent?
I don't remember what happened.
That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
It's more believable and less prone to result in premature execution.
Premature execution. Wouldn't want that. Give me that precious, precious loot. Not that I really have any recipes to use the precious, precious loot on. Although money's good for everything. There are actually 5 people watching this. I have a feeling one of them's me, one's Griff, and one might be Mage, and the others I have no idea. Either way, hello, welcome to the stream. Feel free to comment in the chat and I'll comment back. Yeah, get a conversation going. Some nice rapport. Get us through this running around and exploring parts. Wrong button. Probably check what the skills do. What debuffs and stuff they have on them. This seems to have ooh, an elite wraith. This must be one of those enemies which has like extra traits and stuff. So it's immune to chilled, immune to poisoned and physical effects. It's cold resistance and it's been promoted, so it's stronger. Oh boy. Still dead though.
I hope Liliana made it through all this.
She's resourceful, Seeker.
We will see for ourselves at the forward camp. We're almost there.
Know thy enemy. Keep items for later. Oh, that's for leveling up one of the things, isn't it? So Griff, buddy old pal, who do you think our hero, Mr. Trevelyan, should have romanced in this game? Your opinions could change everything, or nothing. We'll see.
Another rift!
We must seal it! Quickly!
They keep coming! Help us!
Hurry! Use the mark!
It's what I'm doing. Depends who you sided with in the Mage Templar War. It's a good question because I cannot remember. If you mean the stuff imported from the last games. then let's have a look. Yes, abilities, skip that. I know how to set them. So, Payback Strike. You recover from any disabled conditions, that's going to be very useful, and lash out with a great blow against nearby enemies. If you've recently taken damage, you hit that much harder and stagger your foes. Damage 200% weapon damage. So it's quite a nice skill. What about its bonuses? Deal more damage with Payback Strike, and if you've recently taken damage, you also stun taunted enemies. Stun duration, I think that's plus 2 seconds. And Cruel Revenge. Payback Strike now taunts enemies. Ooh, useful. I can't remember if you can only get one of these two, or you can get them both. Let's see. Well, the war started in the last game, when you end it in this one by recruiting one side or the other. Well, last time through I sided with the mages, I think. So shield, you stand firm and block incoming attacks at the cost of stamina. Each block adds to your guard. You move much more slowly while sustaining this ability. When you unlock it, you get both. Can toggle freely between them. Ah, I see. Bear mauls the wolves, using techniques perfected by Orlesian Chevaliers. You can't be flanked by enemies, and you're less likely to be staggered when hit from the front. Is that a passive skill, or one which once activated it stays on? Also, stream seems to have died. Does it? Has it? It's going strong for me. I'm going to try refreshing the page. It did the same thing for Sunny yesterday. The stream seemed to have died, but then it returned a few seconds later. Because I am still streaming. Warrior's Resolve. You fight with all the harder when you're hurting, gaining stamina when you lose health. Also stream... yep, now it's back. So what, your XP with shield protects you against range attacks from the front. Lunge and slash, lunge forward. Not sure what ones I'm going to go for. Whether I'm going to stay with sword and shield or go for two-handed. Your powerful shout carries across the battlefield, taunting a target enemy and improving your guard. So if I want to become a master of taunting, yep, then I could go down this path, the Vanguard. Either way, I'm going to be getting loads of the stat ones anyway before I really start working on my build. But I am going to be very tanky, so... Which one's more important, Constitution or Stamina? Or, oh no, both are Constitution. I should probably look at the actual stats. Attributes, details. Strength. The character's physical strength and ability. Each point increases attack, warriors only, and guard damage bonus. So strength might be useful. The character's agility, reflexes, and coordination, rogues only. Mages only. Cunning. Each point increases critical chance and range defense, so that might be useful to have. Willpower, so constitution. The character's physical robustness and endurance. Each point increases health and melee defense. So I'm going to want that, and that. So strength, willpower, and constitution. So that's me in a T, that is. I'm going to want that skill, most definitely. get both of those for now, because it's an extra 6 points of Constitution without having to get an extra skill. So I think that is a passive skill. You don't need to equip it to anything. It's always active, which is useful. Very, very useful. So now I have 16 Constitution. Each point increases health and melee defense. I wonder, does that also increase how much health you'll get when you level up? Possibly.
Rift is gone. Open the gate.
Right away, Lady Cassandra.
We are clear for the moment. Well done.
Whatever that thing on your hand is, it's useful.
Yes, incredibly. It's just killing me, is all. Just a minor inconvenience.
You have already caused enough trouble without resorting to this exercise in futility.
He jumped and looted at the same time. Now that is a talented dude.
The most holy? Haven't you all done enough already?
Haven't you all done enough already? He's a bright smarmy git. So let's have a look if this fire stuff is better than your ice stuff. About the same. I'll stick with the barrier damage bonus because it's better, basically. The Morning Star is a lot better than the Ferelden Longsword. It may explain why her weapon, which does... Oh, hers is 48 as well. Well, I'm used to using rogues, which attacks are probably like 30.
You are not in command here.
Enough! I will not have it!
I don't like it and I won't have it.
Ah! Here they come.
You made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know who he is. As Grand Chancellor of the Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to Val Royeaux to face execution.
Order me? You are a glorified clerk, a bureaucrat.
And you are a thug, but a thug who supposedly serves the Chantry.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor. As you well know.
Justinia is dead! We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
Isn't closing the breach the more pressing issue?
You brought this on us in the first place!
Prove it.
Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
How do you think we should proceed?
Now you're asking me what I think.
You have the mark.
And you are the one we must keep alive. Since we cannot agree on our own...
Careful sustained assault. Soldiers will stand with you to ensure arrival. Scouts in the path may be lost. Fast, but indirect. Soldiers will act as a distraction elsewhere. The problem will be addressed sooner, but there may be casualties. Well, either way, there's going to be casualties, so well, charging with soldiers, Cassandra will like that, because she's, well, a soldier. I am curious about the scouts, because if they might still be alive, and if the soldiers are just fighting as a distraction and not trying to get themselves killed, pushing, we'll take the mountain path.
Use the mountain path. Work together.
You all know what's at stake.
Liliana, bring everyone left in the valley. Everyone.
On your head be the consequences, Seeker.
Good God, he is a smarmy git.
On your head be the consequences, Faker.
You can already tell he's going to be a problem, at least in the short term. 232,700 frames and only 951 dropped. It's not bad if I do say so myself. Any lootables? No, but there's a ladder. And
The tunnel should be just ahead. The path to the temple lies just beyond it.
What manner of tunnel is this? A mine?
Part of an old mining complex. These mountains are full of such paths.
And your missing soldiers are in there somewhere?
Along with whatever has detained them.
We shall see soon enough.
Griffkara, there's so much more loot in the mountain path. And that had nothing to do with one of the reasons I decided on this way. It's purely to save the scouts. No, Griffer, that is not my fingers crossed behind my back. I would never do such a thing. Goes greater shade down.
One down.
Griff, sounds legit. I think this greater shade may be an elite enemy as well. Yes, an elite. Payback strike. That's me. Immune to poison, nature, and chilled. Or it's been chilled. You gonna give me? No. You monsters need to drop more stuff. No, I'm not being loot obsessed. I just think they should drop more stuff. Okay, maybe I'm being a little loot obsessed, but wouldn't you be? Good loot means I can survive more. And really, survival's key. Ooh, loot. There's a light. Now there's the loot. Stiletto, griffin shield, and gold. Some more gold. Now the question, who should have the griffin shield? I think Cassandra already has a fairly decent shield. Well, she has an Inquisition shield, which is pretty much exactly the same as my round wooden shield. Although, what about the magic and melee? Plus 3 willpower. Well, it's mine. Mine. Hehehehe. Treasure, treasure, treasure. I need to come up with a treasure or a looting song. Ah. Give me that loot. Peekaboo. Got all three of them. Nice.
Goodbye.
Hey, remains. The slime remains. Quite literally there. Dragon form. A figure of something that betrayed. It's a long way down. Jump!
Guess we found the soldiers.
That cannot be all of them.
So the others could be holed up ahead.
Our priority must be the breach. Unless we seal it soon, no one is safe.
I'm leaving that to the man with the glowing hand.
It's good philosophy, that, Varric. Let's stun them all. I went so slow.
Lady Cassandra!
Lieutenant, you're alive.
Just barely.
Let's close the glowing crystalline thing in the sky with the light on my hand.
Sealed,
Or in my hand,
as
technically.
before. You are becoming quite proficient at this.
Let's hope it works on the big one.
Yeah, what could go
you
wrong?
finally arrived, Lady Cassandra. I don't think we could have held out much longer.
Thank our prisoner, Lieutenant. He insisted we come this way.
The prisoner? Then you...
It was worth saving you, if we could.
Then you have my sincere gratitude.
The way into the valley behind us is clear for the moment. Go, while you still can.
At once. Quickly, let's move!
The path ahead appears to be clear of demons as well.
Let's hurry before that changes. Down the
For God's
ladder.
sake, where is it?
That's the way to the temple.
Below me. Hunting longbow. I'd give it to our rogue, but I think Bianca has it beat. Now, is there any ore up here? It's usually when you find ore, you skirt the mountains and the outposts and stuff. You usually find clumps of ore ready and waiting. But no, in this case, just a ladder. Oh shit! Ow! That... I meant to do that.
So,
my legs
holes
hurt.
in the Fade don't just accidentally happen, right?
If enough magic is brought to bear, it is possible.
But there are easier ways to make things explode.
That is true.
We will consider how this happened once the immediate danger is past.
It's blatantly obvious what happened. Would you like to know my opinions? Somebody got ripped roaringly drunk. They tried to summon somebody, some kind of heroic spirit. And they brought in Bomberman and he was pissed. And he lived up to his name. No. It's pretty obvious it was an accident. I mean, I didn't do it.
The Temple of Sacred Ashes.
What's left of it?
That is where you walked out of the Fade, and our soldiers found you. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
Well, saying I walked out of the rift is a bit disingenuous. It's more I stumbled out and collapsed on the floor. While your soldiers gathered around me like I was about to blow up myself. Ugh, gruesome.
Breach is a long way up.
You're here. Thank the Maker.
Leliana, have your men take up positions around the temple. This is your chance to end this. Are you ready?
I'll try, but I don't know if I can reach that, much less close it.
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it, and perhaps we seal the breach.
Then let's find a way down. And be careful.
Now is the hour of our victory. Bring forth the sacrifice.
What are we hearing?
At a guess, the person who created the breach.
You know this stuff is red lyrium, Seeker.
I see it, Varric.
But what's it doing here?
Magic could have drawn on lyrium beneath the temple, corrupted it.
It's evil. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
Keep the sacrifice still.
Someone help me! That is Divine Justinia's voice.
Grifkara, this should be a good test of how hard the game will be. Yes. Well, I actually tried it earlier, pretty much the same settings with a rogue. We did the fight. I had to pick everybody up about 4 or 5 times, but we did the fight. But there may have been more the fact that it was a rogue rather than a big beefy
Someone help me!
warrior.
What's going on here?
That was your voice. Most Holy called out to you, but...
What's going on here?
Run while you can! Want them!
We have an intruder. Kill him now.
As the dialogue goes in the game, that isn't the best.
You were there! Who attacked? And the Divine, is she... Was this vision true? What are we seeing?
I don't remember.
Echoes of what happened here. The Fade bleeds into this place. This rift is not sealed, but it is closed, albeit temporarily. I believe that with the mark, the rift can be opened, and then sealed properly and safely. However, opening the rift will likely attract attention from the other side.
That means demons! Stand ready!
Yeah, I think the thing I didn't like about that particular flashback is the timing felt a little bit off. Hey, hello, Mr. Pride Demon. Wait, aren't you spiky?
Now!
He's horny, 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 horny. So horny, he's horny.
We must strip its defenses. Wear it down.
Let's not get caught in a corner, lip. I think the more difficult part will come when the ads spawn. I don't
More coming through the rift.
really have much in the way of DPS. Distracted for me, guys. But Solus is about to go down. Or almost go down. Is that Lilian now on the floor? It is. Wakey wakey, rise and shine. Damn it. Give me my health back.
Cassandra! Falling back!
Can everyone attack that while I'm hopefully get the rift? Fucking hell, I hate it when they bloody block onto it. fucking ads. Let's look about picking our people up. How far into the game have I gotten before? I've gotten to Skyhold, I've done other stuff. Plot-wise, I haven't got much further than getting the Skyhold. I stopped doing the main plot at that point and went on leveling up and stuff. Being a damage dealer certainly makes that particular fight a little bit easier. The ads are what makes it particularly difficult. Stop you from using the breach to stop the pride demon. You can probably tell how far I've got by looking at my trophies in the game. I think the last trophy I got was Belle of the Ball, where you go to that public event thing, I think it is. Where you're dressed in your very smart attire.
I didn't know you were awake, I swear.
Oh, it's alright to be lovely. You didn't do anything wrong.
Don't worry about it. I only...
I beg your forgiveness and your blessing. I am but a humble servant. You're back in Haven, my lord. They say you saved us. The breach stopped growing, just like the mark on your hand. It's all anyone has talked about for the last 3 days.
3 days? Shame you can't say that. Look, new comment once it pops up. Ah, I was going to say, make sure to be well above the recommended levels for the Winter Palace mission. That boss always gives me trouble. Yeah, I tend to massively overgrind in any RPG, so that's probably not going to be a problem.
And the danger is over.
The breach is still in the sky, but that's what they say. I'm certain Lady Cassandra would want to know you've wakened. She said, at once.
And where is she?
In the Chantry, with the Lord Chancellor. At once, she said.
You're not going to maybe wait and guide me there? And how would you know if I've ever been to this city before? Or town? Thanks for the loot. Lovely, lovely loot. And special shipments. I think these are the DLC items. Yeah, the DLC items. Of which I only think I can really use, or I'm going to use, one of them. Longsword of the Dragon. Oh, does it change whichever the weapon you're using? Depending on what class you are. I will admit that looks a lot better than the dagger of the dragon. Shield of the dragon. I do like how they're decent, but they're not massively ahead of what you could get at this point in the game. And I'm not going to be using that. It looks like semi-bondage gear. No offense to anybody who wears stuff like that. Does the other armor genuinely look just like my stuff? Okay. So, it's so dumb that the dragon armor is the exact same design for all classes. Yeah, I know. The dragon armor, it looks fairly okay if you're a warrior, but being a mage, well, I suppose even a mage in that wouldn't look too bad, but being a rogue wearing that would not really be kosher, shall we say. And that just looks ugly as Frau. Yeah, I'll put Iron Bull in it, sure, but no. Especially imagine wearing this in the area we are. We'd freeze to death within 10 seconds. Restrictions Littica only. Restrictions Warrior only. Accessories Life Ward Amulet. I'll look at all these later to get them off. So save it here. Read. Patient observations. Vain hope. Someone better at this than me takes over before the survivor expires. Notes in case. Day 1. Clammy, shallow breathing. Pulse over fast. Pulse over fast. My freight went a bit strange there. Pulse over fast. Not responsive. Pupils dilated. Mage says his scarring mark is thrumming with unknown magic. Wish we could station a Templar in here just in case. I kind of understand. I have a feeling I'm not going to be wearing this particular armor set for long, because I actually think it looks kind of ugly. If it was all black, maybe, but I like my armor to be functional looking, not particularly ornate. Don't mind me, I'm just having a leak. There isn't exactly anywhere to do it in the building. I'm not looking for treasure or loot or anything like that. So Griff, when you first played this game and you like first stepped out of that door, did you have the same reaction as me? You walk out and everyone starts saluting you, you think, what the hell? Don't mind my running around when I should probably be doing this. My character subscribes to the god of looting. May long he reign. It was a little jarring, yes. They pretty much reviled you at the start, and then all of a sudden they borderline worship the ground you walk on.
That's him. That's the Herald of Andraste. They said when he came out of the Fade, Andraste herself was watching over him.
Hush. We shouldn't disturb him.
So Andraste was a glowing green woman.
Why did Lady Cassandra have him in chains? I thought Seekers knew everything.
It's complicated. We were all frightened after the explosion at the Conclave.
It isn't complicated. Andraste herself blessed him.
Blessings upon you, Herald of Andraste.
Okay. New comment, let's have a gander. So incredibly drunk, says Sonny. Good order, mate, how are you doing? Over in Birmingham still, or are you on your way back? Not driving, I would hope. Got a train? Or are you over there in a hotel room? Or still drinking?
I believe Seeker Cassandra would like to speak with you.
That's an American accent, if there ever was one. Andraste's Mabari. You know Andraste's old Mabari? He don't show up in the chant, and if you ask those holy sisters, well, they say Andraste can't. I've had some big old smelly war dog, but old Ferelden knows it right. One sweet lady needed someone who would warm her feet at night. And there's Andraste's Mabari, by the holy prophet's side. In the fight against Tevinter, that dog would never hide. They say the Maker sent him special, always loyal without pride, so he could be sworn companion of the Maker's holy bride. Yeah, that's a lot longer than I was expecting. I'm not a poet.
That's him. He stopped the breach from getting any bigger.
Treasure. Backtrack for treasure. In a hotel room, no idea where the fuck what the fuck is going on. In the game or in life.
Someone had better. You won't seal those rifts with the chant of light.
Make her be with you.
The Singing Maiden, more long lore and stuff. Both. Yeah. Well, this... it's pretty much the same response as I'm going to say about Nier earlier. It's the third game in a series, and a lot of shit has happened beforehand. So there'd be a lot to explain.
Blessings upon you, Herald of Andraste.
But I'll try and sum it up. There was a war. There was a peace summit. The peace summit exploded, and that happened. I was thought to have been responsible for it, but I went and closed it, so now I'm suddenly a really cool, important dude.
Make her be with you.
Hence why everybody's saluting me. And I'm running around looting shit. But that's just me, so... If I'm not looting stuff in a game, you can worry about me being a replicant. Ooh, dragon scales.
Not taking orders right now. Got a problem with it? Bring it up with Cassandra.
Okay. You know, now I'm suddenly really curious to what that is there. Maybe some vegetable broth. Some soup or stew or something.
Chancellor Roderick says that the Chantry wants nothing to do with us.
That isn't Chancellor Roderick's decision, sister.
Griff, so I'm your god now. Cool, give up the loot.
Most of the Grand Clerics died at the Conclave. Who will lead us now?
That's why I like Cade 6 so much. He knows where the shit's at. You know, I probably shouldn't read them. You can get a perk which like doubles the amount of XP you can get from them. So later on, it may be easy to help me level up. But I'm going to read them now. Well, not read them, just get them for free XP. Wide blade sword.
Have you gone completely mad?
Yes.
He should be taken to Val Royo immediately, to be tried by whomever becomes divine.
I do not believe he is guilty.
The prisoner failed, Seeker. The breach is still in the sky. For all you know, he intended it this way.
The perk applies retroactively, giving you XP for everything you've read. Ah, that's very useful to know.
Your duty is to serve the Chantry.
My duty is to serve the principles on which the Chantry was founded, Chancellor, as is yours.
Yeah, Chancellor. There's some... The lore in the game is very interesting, it's very deep, but I'm not going to read it on stream. I have enough trouble reading it myself. And I doubt it would be very interesting for you guys. If it does appear in the Codex and you are interested one day, I might just sit down and read it out for you. I mean, why not? I watch Gopher's vids and his Let's Plays, and he reads out some of the books. He used to do little series where he'd read out the lore books in, like, Elder Scrolls games. It was quite fun. But he has got a very soothing voice, so I do not. There we go. I was waiting for that. Level up. Another comment. Let's have a gander. How is our channel live at 3:30 AM? It's because I'm streaming. I want the keys. Or Varric. One problem with not being a rogue, you miss out on quite a bit of treasure. Oh. Well, that's my character, down 5 IQ points. He's brained himself on that. Chandelier light fixture thing. I've unlocked the maker. I'll be back for you later. And let's continue with the plot that we haven't lost yet. God, the armor looks
Chain him! I want him prepared for travel to the capital for trial.
bad.
Disregard that and leave us.
You walk a dangerous line, Seeker.
The breach is stable, but it is still a threat. I will not ignore it.
I did everything I could to close the breach. It almost killed me.
Yet you live. A convenient result insofar as you're concerned.
Have a care, Chancellor. The breach is not the only threat we face.
Someone was behind the explosion at the Conclave. Someone Most Holy did not expect. Perhaps they died with the others, or have allies who yet live.
I am a suspect?
You, and many others.
But not the prisoner.
I heard the voices in the temple. The Divine called to him for help.
So his survival, that thing on his hand, all a coincidence?
Providence. The Maker sent him to us in our darkest hour.
So let's have a look. I wish you could see, or like had a little codex for what these are. That's confused, that's kind of obvious. That's aggressive. That's tough, stalwart, I think. That's also confused. No, that's surprised, I think. That's surprised. That's affirmative, joking, yay. I genuinely don't know what to put for this one. I'm going to go with this.
The breach is stable now. What more do you want from me?
We must try again.
The breach remains, and your mark is still our only hope of closing it.
This is not for you to decide.
You know what this is, Chancellor. A writ from the Divine, granting us the authority to act. As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn.
Nobody expects there to get an Inquisition.
We will find those responsible, and we will restore order, with or without your approval.
This is the Divine's directive. Rebuild the Inquisition of old. Find those who will stand against the chaos. We aren't ready. We have no leader, no numbers. And now, no Chantry support.
But we have no choice. We must act now, with you at our side.
Now, Griff, do you remember when you get to the castle and you become the head of the Inquisition? He holds his sword out. I might see if I can get a screen cap of that. Add that into like a fairly generic Dragon Age Inquisition title thing. Have in a speech bubble of his head, nobody expects a daydreaming Inquisition. That might just be the beer talking though.
What is the Inquisition of old, exactly?
It preceded the Chantry. People who banded together to restore order in a world gone mad.
After, they laid down their banner and formed the Templar Order, but the Templars have lost their way. We need those who can do what must be done, united under a single banner once more.
But aren't you still part of the Chantry?
Is that what you see?
The Chantry will take time to find a new Divine. And then it will wait for her direction.
But we cannot wait. So many Grand Clerics died at the Conclave. No, we are on our own. Perhaps forever.
Griff, the idea is out there. You gotta do it now. If I remember to when I'm at that point, that's like 30 odd hours away. Because I'm gonna do all that I can do in the Highlands before I progress forward. Though I might name that as a grinding in the Highlands rather than an actual story stuff.
You're trying to start a holy war.
We are already at war. You are already involved. Its mark is upon you. As to whether the war is holy, that depends on what we discover.
I'll agree for now. This is rather strange, or I want to help.
If you're truly trying to restore order...
That is the plan.
Help us fix this before it's too late.
My leg's gone dead. Ow, 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 ow. So my ears. The frame rate seems to have dropped 20. It's either a pre-rendered cutscene or a pre-recorded one. I'm not sure which. I would not put it past them for it to be a pre-recorded one. Well, he's off to be an annoyance. Damn, that slowed down. 12 frames a second or so it must have been. Now, the armour is better, but it is awfully shiny. I prefer leather and plate rather than... no idea what that is. Scale mail? And particularly shiny scale mail. I know, it's so ridiculous that the Inquisition has designed and built armour for an entire army in the span of like 4 hours. What they should have done is had the armour and stuff be one of the requisition things you can make with the resources you get. I'll keep the sword, but I'll keep the sword and the armour, because I prefer this armour, genuinely prefer it to the other one. The other one was a bit overly ornate and, oh, who's your father? It's like something some two-faced prince would wear who's trying to overcompensate. Time to run around and get some shit. Also known as loot, or elf fruit. I seem to rhyme at the most unusual of times. I think I've been very good with the amount of beer I've had today. I fairly ready to drink, but I went down the shop this morning before I went to bed and got a six pack, and I've kept myself just at the point before being so drunk you can't see properly. For me, that's half a pint every 4 hours. Enough to be buzzed but not affected. Oh, hello, Solus.
The chosen of Andraste, a blessed hero sent to save us all.
Sounds dashing.
Am I riding in on a shining steed?
I would have suggested a griffon, but sadly they're extinct. Joke as you will, posturing is necessary. I've journeyed deep into the Fade in ancient ruins and battlefields to see the dreams of lost civilizations. I've watched as hosts of spirits clash to reenact the bloody past in ancient wars both famous and forgotten. Every great war has its heroes. I'm just curious what kind you'll be.
Hello, Marlon Mancia. I was thinking about re-downloading this. It's a good game. If you haven't got all the DLC, it might interest you to know that it's on offer at the moment. It's like 40–50% off. Ironically, if you haven't got any of the DLC, it is actually still cheaper to buy the Game of the Year edition than to buy them separately. Because the Game of the Year edition is about £7, which is probably about $9, $10. I'm not entirely sure. So if you have the money, haven't got the DLC and want to play for it all, now would be your time, if it's still on offer. I think it is. If not, I apologise for getting your hopes up. And you study ancient ruins?
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong enough to withstand the rigors of time has a history. Every battlefield is steeped in death. Both attract spirits. They press against the veil, weakening the barrier between our worlds. When I dream in such places, I go deep into the Fade. I can find memories no other living being has ever seen.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
Giant spiders. I actually saw some videos for for Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim VR, and can you imagine fighting a giant spider with that, especially if you're an arachnophobe? That'd be terrifying. It's going to be terrifying as it is. It's just the whole size perspective thing of wearing VR gear. It's like a spider the size of a small truck. Ooh, it makes me shiver just thinking about it. And I'm not scared of spiders.
I imagine you find some amazing things in there, alongside all the demons.
Exactly. It is occasionally dangerous, yes. But more often it's just sad to see what has been lost. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay then. At least until the breach has been closed.
Was that in doubt?
I am an apostate surrounded by Chantry forces in the middle of a mage rebellion. Cassandra has been accommodating, but you understand my caution.
I think if you choose the top option from the questions before, you get slight approval.
Cassandra trusts you. She won't let anyone put you into a circle against your will.
Thank you. I appreciate the thought. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
Back to my looting, and then we'll talk to him again. So, we've gone back down to 3 people watching, so Marlon may have left. Hopefully I've inspired him or her, I'm not sure, to go and get the DLC and have a grand time. And for me, that's definitely a win.
Thank you for hurrying with the potions. We have so many injured.
We'll get them back on their feet, sister. Don't you worry.
Ring of critical damage. Ooh.
Perhaps... Look who's back from the dead. Again.
Well, we've met.
I don't recall meeting you before.
I'd be surprised if you did. You weren't particularly coherent. Someone had to patch you up after you staggered out of making those wear, though. So, you're welcome.
I didn't realize. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you can pay me back by fixing the world. Name's Adan. I'm in charge of keeping our little band here stocked with potions and elixirs. Not that Seeker Pentagast seems to care whether we've got the supplies to actually do that.
How are your people holding up?
There's no shortage of work. That's for damn sure.
For a healer, you don't seem particularly nurturing.
I'm not a healer. I'm an alchemist who's forced to play Mother Hen. You want something to burst into flame on contact with the air? Done. Gladly. Patching up wounded soldiers is a waste of my time and talents. But there are a few around who can help.
Those potions, well, healing potions are pretty much completely useless for us. Although purifying potions might be useful later. Things that go boom will be very useful.
How do I go about having potions made?
Just take a look there and tell me what you'd like. Find a recipe for something better, I can make that too. You're back. And in one
From
piece.
outer space. Don't turn around now. With that potion on your face. Need any help?
Is there anything I can do to help out?
We're fine as far as raw labor goes. You've more important things to do than tend to me. I only wish I'd been able to find Master Tajin's notes. Old bastard was working on something special. He died at the Conclave, and his notes weren't here. Been too busy dealing with the wounded to look for them.
Goodbye. Actually, investigate. Nah, still same. Goodbye.
Farewell.
And fare thee well, say la vie, say goodbye, and something something. Regeneration potion. restores 26 health every 2 seconds, but does it? Instantly restores 385 health. No, it doesn't. A jar of bees is always my go-to grenade.
Let me know if you need anything.
Considering pretty much everything but something which gets rid of poison or status effects is going to be useless for us, we're going to have lots of grenades. Which means I'm probably not going to use any points in upgrading these, so yeah. The tonics to increase our stats briefly for, well, they're probably going to be a lot more of use. Just because of the extra slots to have them on my belt. Wouldn't that technically make me a witcher? Kind of running around with a sword. I'm almost sad there isn't a warrior class which uses 2 swords. And grenades. We don't have any yet, but we will. Sooner or later, we will. Mixing complete. It's a quest. Let's chat with Solus and see if we can't get a little more positive, not affection, but some positivity. Don't ask me.
Closing the breach is our primary goal, but I hope we might also discover what was used to create it. Any artifact of such power is dangerous. The destruction of the Conclave proves that much.
I think you'd have to eat a mutant heart or something before you become a witcher. You'd need to undergo the trial of the grasses to become a witcher, which is not so much eating a mutant heart as taking a lot of specific mutagens once, which kill like 90% of the people who are forced to undertake it. But those that survive become witches. They become infertile, they can have other things happen. Geralt lost all of his hair colour. And you get the funky witcher eyes. And enhanced senses, and strength, and speed, and robustness, all the good stuff you get from being a witcher.
You don't think whatever created the explosion was destroyed in the blast?
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike anything seen in this age. I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
Yes, I'm a Witcher fan and I've read some of the lore. I'd read the books, but I don't have the patience for them anymore. Well, I do, it's just I don't have the time. Because I'm usually always playing a game. What I usually do is I get an audiobook. And I actually bought the audiobooks for The Witcher, the entire series. And I despise the person who is doing the audiobook for the first one. He does accents and it is bad. I'm so used to... I have no idea his name, the guy who voices Geralt in The Witcher games. I'm so used to his voice. So when the person doing the audiobooks does his accent, oh, it's bad, I'll just say that. It sounds wrong, so I just go about 30 minutes into it and stopped. Which is a shame, because there's like 40 hours worth of audiobooks.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found nothing. Whatever the artifact was, it is no longer there. In any case, did you need me for anything?
Griff, yeah, that would be unbearable to listen to without the real Geralt. Yeah. It'd actually be pretty cool if he was assigned to do that. If it was like a drama... On audiobooks, you've usually got 2 types. You've got, well, 3 types. You've got a single person who'll do it. It might be dramatised or not. And then you've got, like, semi-screenplays where you've got multiple people who will voice the different characters, and they've got an overall commentator who does the rest of the stuff. or you'll have somebody who's very good at doing voices, and he'll have a different voice for different characters. Kind of like Mule was on his Final Fantasy VIII playthrough, only a lot less hilarious.
What do you know about the Fade?
A great deal from my wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
I'd like to know more about the Breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster at an area that has seen many deaths. But your mark allows you to exert some control over the Breach. That means it was created deliberately.
I'd like to know more about the Veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade. But according to my studies in ancient elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
Sounds like it would be wonderful.
And dangerous. But yes, a world where imagination defines reality. Where spirits are as common as trees or grass. Instead, spirits are strange and fearful. And the Fade is a terrifying world touched only by mages and dreamers. I am glad that I'm not alone in seeing the beauty of such a world, along with the obvious peril.
I'd like to know more about demons.
The Chantry says that demons hate the natural world and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
Yeah, the Chantry is a totalitarianism regime. So, take what they say with a grain of salt. I mean, lore-wise, is it called the Chant of Light? The thing the Chantry chants, that has been revised so many times over the years of the Chantry that I wonder if any of the original work is still in the chant. Reading some of the lore is fun. Can we change that?
Is there a way to coexist? To live with them? If not in peace, at least without such active confrontation.
Not in the world we know today. The Veil creates a barrier that makes true understanding most unlikely. But the question is a good one, and it matters that you thought to ask.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
I love games jam-packed with lore. Although finding the time to scour through the lore is a bit difficult. You can usually do it when you're editing videos and stuff, but now we stream mostly.
Are we going to have new verses in the Chant of Light now for the Herald of Andraste, telling what he did?
It's far too soon to consider anything like that.
I was talking with a friend who said there used to be a verse about an elf in the Chant of Light.
No, that's not true. I'm sorry, but that doesn't mean the Maker loves you any less.
See what I mean? Like Victor's write the history. And how many in the Chantry have rewritten the Chant of Light and their texts to suit their goals? A lot, I would say.
Thank you.
Can I get you anything?
And here we go. Gonna get a maybe not a copyright notice, but a thing. What can I find in Haven?
What can you tell me about this area?
Adan is Haven's apothecary. He's been making potions and tending to the wounded as best he can. Harrit is the Inquisition smith. Whatever he can make you, Thren the quartermaster can probably find. And for anything fancier, you can try buying from Segrish. His prices aren't too high. Yet. Oh, there's also Minave. She studies beasts and things, as I understand.
Goodbye.
Farewell.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Her singing is probably going to bring this up as a content match in YouTube's search algorithm. Because it did with every time I went into one of those when I let's played like the first half of the game. It's annoying.
A learned child is a blessing.
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the armies of the faithful. Most people would have spread that out over more than one day.
I have no idea what's happening anymore.
That makes two of us. For days now, we've been staring at the breach, watching demons and maker knows what fall out of it. Bad for morale would be an understatement. I still can't believe anyone was in there and lived.
Varek's my bro. If I'm going to open up to anybody, it's going to be him.
If it was that bad, why did you stay? Cassandra said you were free to go.
I like to think I'm as selfish and irresponsible as the next guy, but this... Thousands of people died on that mountain. I was almost one of them. And now there's a hole in the sky. Even I can't walk away and just leave that to sort itself out.
Yeah, it's pretty unsettling scenery.
It's pure luck that I escaped.
Good luck or bad? You might want to consider running at the first opportunity. I've written enough tragedies to recognize where this is going. Heroes are everywhere. I've seen that. But the hole in the sky... that's beyond heroes. We're going to need a miracle.
Well, by the time this ends, I'll be a man which makes miracles. Or I'll be dead. Probably dead. But hey, miracles. Should I chat with you? Yeah, why not?
Need something?
I wouldn't question you about Hawk or Red Lyrium. I know some of these he does not like answering questions, so why not?
The Red Lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of discovered Red Lyrium during an expedition in the Deep Roads. We located an ancient Tig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there made of it. Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone downhill from there.
Red Lyrium is something very important to the plot, but I can't remember what it is. Probably look that up later.
So what is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's not just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own. I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
What makes it special?
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it for that to happen. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. You hear singing, get violent, paranoid, and then it does creepy shit. Makes things float, brings statues to life. It also turned Kirkwall's Knight Commander to lyrium. Everyone's been kept at least 100 paces from it since.
How did the Red Lyrium get in the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
I don't know. So as far as I knew, the only piece to make it to the surface was destroyed. And the location of the Tig it came from is a secret. Did someone find more of it in the Deep Roads? That's not a cheery thought.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
Primeval Red Lyrium deposits found and destroyed.
Need something?
I have a personal question.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Tell me about your crossbow.
Where did you get that crossbow? I've never seen one like it.
Bianca? She's one of a kind. There's a hidden shop in Kirkwall called the Black Emporium. I found her in a barrel labeled swag. The owner sold her to me for a ham sandwich and a pair of yellow ruffled pants.
Who's she named for?
I can't tell you.
I won't push it, I think he doesn't like that.
Are you from Ferelden? Or Ley?
Free marches, born and raised in Kirkwall. And despite whatever you've heard, no, Kirkwall's not that bad.
I'm not clear on your line of work. You're a merchant.
I'm a businessman. My family has a seat in the Dwarven Merchants Guild. Merchants buy and sell goods. Businessmen buy and sell stores. In my spare time, I manage a spy network, and occasionally, I write books.
If you've run a spy network, why is Leliana our spy master?
To be honest with you, she's just a better spy master. The truly great ones can keep their distance. They don't get attached to their people. Me, I always wind up babysitting my informants and worrying about their families. We're in better hands with her.
How do you and Cassandra know each other?
You heard about the Kirkwall Chantry being destroyed? The guy responsible used to be a friend of mine. The Seeker had questions about that, and I had answers.
No recourse to refuse. Because she'd probably have stabbed you. A lot.
Thanks, Ferry.
No problem.
You could ask more, but I'm not gonna. Let's get back to looting. My favorite pastime. Cause we are living in the material world, and I am a material boy. Can't believe I just did that. Blame the booze. Which I am now all out of.
So we're heretics, just like them. Should we surrender or... Don't be foolish. We are the Chantry.
No, my lord, I don't know where the other nobles are. I suggest you ask Ambassador Montillier. Oh, you're him. Thrin, Inquisition Quartermaster. I'm doing what I can to supply this mess. If you find what I need to fill one of my requisitions, I'd appreciate you bringing it in.
Griff, well, once again, I'm going to bed before you, despite being 5 hours behind. Have a good morning. Well, yes, it is 4:30 in the morning. I'm probably still going to be streaming for a little bit more. My ears are starting to hurt. This headset sucks in some ways. But then I've been streaming for like 2 hours here, 2 hours before that, give or take. And tell me about requisitions.
What did you mean when you mentioned requisitions?
I'm making this Inquisition run with what we have, but we're not a real army. We're stretched thin on materials, so I've put up a requisition list for anything that could help our people. Here, take a look. You find some iron and a good logging site, maybe Harriet can get our troops better weapons.
Yay, weapons. That's all I need to know.
Farewell.
Make her go with you.
Let's have a look. Just the Inquisition weapons one. I need to find the logging site.
Anyway.
You're welcome. Now I think going there starts the next part of this area's quest, and I'm not quite done looting this area. Nearly done, but not quite. I mean, we do have the front areas. We still have to go and look at, but I'll do that when I stream next, which I have no idea when it will be. Until then, though, I'll save it here. Yes, so thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. If you've liked the video, please do give it a like, a comment down below, let me know what you think, and of course retweet the video, let people know about us, and most of all, have fun. We'll see you in the next one, which should possibly be a Destiny 2 raid tomorrow, if we are lucky. Thanks for watching, and good night.